You know what I was thinking?
Go.
When we were down in Valencia City in Mindanao, we were sitting on our roof deck then because there was a nice little roof deck above the apartments we were renting. And we were talking about, at that time, going to Dumaguete and Cebu, where we are now, Cebu. And you said something to the effect to me saying, don't worry, God's going to provide us something just as good. And I remember saying, I think he'll do even better. And here we are on a roof deck, and even a nicer roof deck. You know, so like even that little thing is like a sign from God that God is with you. Because like you said that then not knowing, and I said it as well, not really knowing, just trusting God. And here we are like with a little evidence, like on another roof deck, making another video, and this roof deck is even nicer, way nicer again, right? So it's like, you know, little things that God does in your life.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome.
Exactly. We're back. So our topic for today is about choose your friends wisely. So, what is your opinion about that? Can you share something? What's on your mind about when you say choose your friends wisely?
Well, I think it's basically a biblical principle as well, because it talks about like associating yourself with the right people kind of thing. Because like I think there's a proverb somewhere in Proverbs that say basically if you're hanging around what we call the wrong crowd, sometimes you'll end up getting their ways and having their habits as well, which are not good, and you can end up losing your soul over it. There's a proverb talks a little bit about that. I forget exactly where it is. You have to look it up yourself. But now, and that's different than hanging around people to win them to God, because Jesus did that all the time. He was always named among the publicans and the sinners, so he hung around them too, but to win them to God, right? So like there's a difference. There's one hanging around people in a mindless way that you can lose yourself, and there's another way you're hanging around people with the purpose in mind to win them to God.
Yes.
You know, so there's two things happening there. So I don't know if that's kind of lining up with your question to me or not.
It's good.
But
it's really good. Especially
kind of how I think.
to those foreigner who really want to relocate here with their Filipina, you have to choose your circle of friends, because sometimes it's really nice to have a lot of friends. Yeah, it's really nice, but you have to be very careful that they will not put you in trouble. Especially to those who are like just like for example in Dumaguete, like the man has a story. Mark, yes. May his soul rest in peace. The started of that, he was in trouble because of some chismis. We don't know about that chismis, but we hung out one of their friends. Yeah. And they even said that during the commotion, they are present. Yeah. And it started about chismis. Yeah. You have to be very careful of that, because not all your friends are your friends. Some are just looking for your little bit mistakes and put you in trouble.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Because it's human nature that people are like for if you have 10 good deeds and one mistakes, it will ruin you. They will forget all your 10 good things that you did to
They'll
them.
focus on the one thing that they can get you with.
Yeah, you have to be very careful about that. Yes, because sometimes also just like us, like it's really nice if you're hanging out with the Filipina, also with the Filipina, with their foreigner, like a Filipina, the Filipina who are in relationship with the foreigners. You're also nice to hang out with them because you can relate to each other. But sometimes also not all relationship are smooth sailing. So some Filipinas, they share their heartbreaking or like sad stories about their experience or something like that, and you can't avoid to make a comment on that. And also it's a human nature also that we are a chismoso and a chismosa. Yeah, you cannot I don't know. Maybe you can count on your finger to those who are what secret is really a secret. Yeah, because sometimes when your friends say, "Oh, this is a secret," but you don't know that you are the third person.
It's a secret
share
for you
the
to tell someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, if you're new to the word chismosa, it's kind of like gossip.
Gossip.
Okay,
Yes.
just in case you're not used to that
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
It's common over here. Chismosa, chismis, variations thereof. It means gossip.
Yeah. And not also Filipina are good in keeping secrets.
And people
Yes.
in general, not just
Yes.
Filipinas. We're not picking on the Filipinas, okay? It's just a lot of people in general.
No, I'm referring into Filipina because you know why, Mahal? Because some of the Filipina cannot speak well in English. And when they shared stories to their foreigner, it's already you add some and you forget some. Yeah. The whole point is already misguided. Yeah. So that is not what the story all about. But since you have this problem of language barrier, yeah, that's the problem started there. Yeah.
Yeah, language barrier is a big thing, that's for sure. And we get along really well, but sometimes the language barrier is still
sometimes.
there.
What did you say to me earlier? Like I said, of course. And you teach me like
said,
you
"Of
should
course not."
say, of course not. You see?
Yeah, there's, yeah, I forget what, I don't even remember what it was. Now, it was only a few minutes ago. We both can't remember. But it was something I said, "Do you want this or something?"
Probably something.
And
Yeah,
you said,
you
"Of
used the word
course."
probably.
So I said, "Okay." So I took it as a yes.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking,
No.
"Do you want it?" She said, "No." So I said, "Well, you should say, of course not." Not of course.
Exactly. Yeah.
But those
Yeah.
little things can make a big deal sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's why you have to be very careful. And sometimes as a Filipina also we are tactless. Yeah. Because we are so much overwhelmed with our situation that we became tactless.
I told her she has two modes, on and off. She is nowhere in between. she's on and really nice and kind of sweet, or off and just kind of
Yeah.
get out of my way.
There's no in between. Yeah, there's no in between. That's me. Like, yeah, I become sweetest.
It's the
I
on.
become meanest.
And then the switch goes,
Yeah.
and she's off. And I can tell when the switch is on and when the switch is off. There's
Yeah.
nowhere in between.
Yeah, there's no in between. Because, like, I'm trying my best not to have that kind of behavior. Because for me, I really don't like that. Who will like that kind of behavior? Like, you're so mean. Yeah. And then I realized that there's not doesn't make sense. You become so mean in just a little thing. That's why I immediately switch off.
Yeah.
Switch
So,
off mode.
I guess in wrapping up the video, you need to find a Filipino with the broken off switch and she stays on. Is it possible? Stay tuned because we don't know.
Yeah. So I guess that's it for today's video.
Yeah. Choose your friends wisely.
Yes.
And I suggest
Yes.
Get
If
a-
you are
you know,
your friends are
get together with
chismosa, you
God.
will be one of them. If your friends are alcoholic, you will be one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, if your friends like to
Yes.
talk about God, you can be
You're
one of them.
Yes.
And that's a good way to be.
Yeah.
So-
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with cutting off your friends if it lost your soul.
Well, that's a very deep thought there.
Mm.
I guess we'll end with for you to ponder and think about. And not get mad with us, okay? We're just sharing some thoughts,
Yes.
our thoughts.
Yes. I'm not saying that we don't have friends. We have friends, of course. Yeah, we have friends. Yeah, we have friends. It's just that our situation this time is not, we cannot hang out with them because our situation is different from them. Yes. Yeah, we have so many things that we need to consider. Like that.
Yeah.
Because they're retiring and we're not.
Yeah. We're still go, go, go.
Go, go, go. We need money, 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 money. We don't have pension, guys.
Back to her classes.
Yes,
Take her
guys,
classes.
Please. Yeah, join in my class. It's just only $5 per 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Yeah, and what it
Yes.
is, in case you've
I'll
missed
be
some of the
your
other videos.
consultant.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
like a consultant, which, again, I keep reminding everyone because all the foreigner, not all, a lot of the foreigner guys coming over here, if you look below their video, you'll see that they're also putting a link there for
Yeah.
consultant, so
And
you can call the
$100?
foreigner guy, and he can be your consultant to tell you about the Philippines, the Philippine ways, and so on. But she's an actual
Yes.
Filipina. She's not even charging what they would charge, just a mere fraction of it. And you could talk with the genuine Filipina and just talk about whatever, learn some things and whatnot.
Yeah.
Good
So,
move.
That's it for today's
Comment below if you want that.
video.
Email if you want it.
God bless.